What's up people, I hope you're all doing well, and in this week's video we're going to be putting 5 different Fiverr sellers to the test by comparing the different canvas designs that they can come up with and deliver to us. And just to give some context to who I am, in case you are new to the channel, I am a level 2 Fiverr seller, and here on my channel I try to give out bits of advice and tips as to how to make money on Fiverr. So I think this video will be quite interesting to film, as we're obviously going to compare the final designs from the sellers, but I'm also going to compare and review the sellers based on their service, their professionalism, and a few other things that I can see from a Fiverr seller's perspective. Now let's kick things off and get this video started by figuring out what the brief is actually going to be for our canvas design, and hope that the Fiverr sellers can actually get it done for us. So I'm thinking we should pick something that's trending quite well at the moment. This way we're asking for a design that's based on today's current events. And I think Bitcoin, Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies are on fire right now. And the reason I say this is because I literally can't stop seeing new articles and social media posts about cryptocurrencies everywhere I look online. So my thought process behind our design brief is to ask the 5 Fiverr sellers for a design of the Bitcoin token in a landscape format, and also have the Ethereum and Litecoin tokens placed slightly behind them and either side. Oh my god.
We got the B, we got the L, and we got the Ethereum.
Jesus Christ. So, and you know what? As terrible as this is exactly what I'm going to give to the Fiverr sellers as the brief. But I mean, other than a brief explanation of the design and along with this dodgy sketch, I'm going to leave the rest of the design up to the Fiverr sellers and basically give them free reins and allow them to explore their creativity and see what they think works best for this style of design. So now the only thing left to do is find our 5 Fiverr sellers who are going to be taking my hard-earned cash in exchange for our crypto canvas designs. Oh no. Right, I have now found the final 5 Fiverr sellers that we're going to be using for this video. So let me quickly show you who they are and a little bit of the reasoning why. So starting off, we have this guy here, and the reason why I picked this guy out is simply because he's the cheapest. Moving on to the next one along, so this is then the next rate up, which is £7.46. This guy is a level 2 seller, but this has a lot of reviews, so it'd be interesting to see what he can come up with. Third one along, this guy has a lot of reviews, but charging the same rate as the other one previously before. Then moving along again to the 4th seller that we're going to be using. And it appears they are a brand new seller because they aren't ranked at all, but they appear to have 3 5-star reviews, which is obviously good. And they appear to be charging almost double the previous 2 sellers. So it would be interesting to see what they can come up with. And as for the final seller we're going to be using, this will be the most expensive gig service we're going to be using. They appear to be a level 2 seller. They have a fairly decent amount of reviews, and I mean their pictures are really good, the gig images that they've used, so it would be interesting to see what they come up with as well. But yeah, those are the final 5 Fiverr sellers. So now I'm going to go ahead and place the orders with each one of these sellers and give them the final design brief and the requirements, and I will check back in with you guys once all the Fiverr sellers have delivered the final files to me, and we can then go from there and review them. Okay, so last night I went ahead and placed the orders for each seller, but as it happens, one of the sellers that I showed you guys yesterday was actually promoting 2 of those gigs, so what I had to do was go ahead and find a new seller. Okay, so here are the final 5 gigs that I went ahead and ordered last night. And as you can see here, I tried to pick out gigs that vary in prices, seller rating, and also based on the gigs reviews. This way we can get a good comparison of these services, not only based on the designs that these sellers deliver to us, but based on how we think these sellers would perform because of their prices, their seller ratings, and their reviews. Okay, so it's now a few days later and all of the sellers have now delivered the final files for all of the orders. So I haven't seen these final designs just yet, but I have a general idea of how they're looking, as I did put forward a few revisions over the weekend. So with that being said, let's jump into my laptop and check out the final designs. So here we're going to start off with the cheapest service and then work our way up to the highest price service from here. Okay, so first one up, I really like the style that they've gone for here, and I like the fact that they've used the $100 bill as the background and then placed the tokens in front. And then what they've done there is use a paint splatter effect to almost separate the coins from the background. They've also used paint splatters over the coins to actually merge the coins into the background itself. The only thing I will say about this design is the coin tokens. They kind of look out of place to each other as they're not the exact same design style. They have different shades, but perhaps that's just me being picky. But anyway, a great design considering that this was the cheapest service. So next up we have one of the 2 cheapest services that we went for, and I mean right off the bat I really like the abstract art style that they've gone for here. I could actually see this being printed on a canvas and actually hung up on the wall. I also really like the fact that they've used the same design style for the tokens, so they actually look and blend quite well together. The only bad thing that I have to say about this design is the fact that it looks like they've tried to blend in the background into the coins a bit too much, and here on the Ethereum token it definitely pops and shows a lot, whereas on the Bitcoin and Litecoin token they've actually done a really good job of that. But despite this, I really like this design and I think they've done a great job of it. And again for the next one, which is actually joint in price from the previous service, and this is already a big switch up from the art styles that we've seen before, and I think I really like it. This space vibe that they've got going on is actually really cool, and I really like this design. And I love how they've managed to blend the space sky into these waves up top, and this basically just gives more to the design. And the only downside to this design is the coins and tokens design style, as they kind of look out of place to each other, and I think the coins could be slightly larger and actually take up more of the design. But I mean, other than that, they've done a great job of this design, and I really like the space style that they've gone for. Okay, so next up, this is our 4th order and the 3rd most expensive, as the previous 2 were actually the same price. And again, we've gone back to the abstract art style, which I actually really like. I can see already that they've done a great job of blending the background into the coins, and they've even added some paint drips along the bottom of the coins, which looks pretty good. This background is definitely a lot softer as compared to the previous abstract art design style, which I really like, and I can definitely see this design being printed on a canvas and hung up on a wall as well. And honestly, I love everything about this design, but the only thing I have to mention is again the design style of the coins and the tokens not quite matching up, but I mean that's just unfortunate to see. Still an amazing design nonetheless, and this will definitely rank quite highly. Now for the last service, which is of course the most expensive one, and this seller has also gone for the space style, which I really like. And with this one, I think they've done a great job of actually blending the coins and the tokens into the background by using similar colors as an overlay. They've also taken a different approach to the style and layout of the coins, as they've actually got them slightly slanted to the side as compared to everyone else who has gone for the face-on approach. And the other thing that they've done is use the same design style of the coins, so they've done a good job doing that. The only downside about this design is the moon that's been placed along the bottom of the design here. And I mean, I really like the idea of it, but it just seems very out of scale to the coins on this design. I think it would have been cool to see a moon placed along the bottom as they've already done, but at a better scale, and actually place an astronaut on the moon or something like that, looking up at the coins. I think that would have been cool, but either way, they've done a great job of this. So now that we've reviewed the final designs, I'm going to go ahead and rank them from 1 to 5 based on the quality and how good I think they are. And of course, you guys might not agree with my rankings and my opinions of these designs, so do let me know down below in the comments which one you think is the best. But anyway, starting off with number 1, we have the second design, which happens to be the second cheapest as well. And the reason for this is because I feel like I can actually see this design being printed on a canvas, and everything about it blends really well and doesn't appear out of place. Okay, so for second place, I went for the most expensive design. And the only reason this one didn't come first is because of the moon along the bottom of the design. If the moon looked better to scale and actually had more purpose in the design, this one would have definitely topped it. So now for third place, which is the 4th design and the 3rd most expensive order. So I really like everything about this design, but again, the only thing that threw me off was the design style of the coins, otherwise this could have potentially gone top as well. Okay, so for 4th place we have the 3rd design, which is the second cheapest service. So this was a great design and I really like the space style vibes that they had going on, but again I'm just not a fan of the coin styles that they went for and how they tried to blend them into the background and the design. And finally, we have 5th place, which is the first design that we looked at and happens to be the cheapest service as well. So I really like the design and the style that they went for, but again, I'm not a fan of the coin styles that they used and how they appear to be out of place to each other. And I don't like how the dollar has been compressed into a landscape format and now looks out of proportion to how a dollar should actually look. Okay, so now that we've got the main rankings established by the quality of the designs, I went ahead and made a further detailed ranking system which factors in the gig prices and the value for money, the professionalism and communication from the seller, and also how the overall look of their gigs and services actually appear. This way we can compare the gigs and the sellers based on a few other variables. So what I'll do is pop the table up on the screen somewhere for you guys, and as you can see from this table, the second seller has actually topped everything in this video, and then followed by the 4th and 5th sellers. But despite how this table shows the ranking of the sellers and my own opinions on their designs and services, I really think that the 4th seller should have topped this table. They were extremely polite, professional and quick to respond. I can see that they've put a lot of time and effort into the design for me, and even went ahead and offered a bunch of mock-ups free of charge. The design itself came out great, but the only thing bringing them down was their gig images, which is why I gave them a 4 on the table for the gigs. I personally feel that they should show off a lot more designs and actually fill out their gig images with a lot of these canvas designs as a way of actually attracting more buyers' attention. So I think that's covered everything in ranking these sellers and giving my own opinion on these sellers, the designs and their gigs. But like I said before, if you happen to disagree with anything that I've said in this video, do let me know down below in the comments, as I would love to hear your thoughts. I've also been thinking about giving this design style a go for myself and basically setting myself a challenge of around 10 to 15 minutes to try and recreate these style of designs. So let me know down below in the comments if you guys want to see a video like that. And just before I wrap this video up, I want to quickly announce the winner of the giveaway from my previous video, which was for the print on demand design files, and the winner for that was a person called Ashay. So congrats to you. I will send you a message in the coming days and we'll sort out the design files. So with that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to drop this video a like, as it really does help out with the YouTube algorithm, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this in the very near future. So that's all for now. I will see you guys in the next one, and take care.